Streaming from your computer and from all over the internet, this is all Andy Alfred on ClayFan23. And now, your host of all Andy Alfred, Andy Alfred. This urgency will rise. Oh yeah. What? Oh no. Please no. Yes! Nuts about the Nets. We were swept. You're gonna have to play this whole thing. Attitude! W. And sing it loud. Come on and sing it proud. We're crazy about the Nationals and nuts about the Nats. Let's go Nats! Yeah, let's go Nats. As they swept the Tigers in a two-game series at Nationals Park, of course. The Tribe continues to roll Tribe, and the Mud Hens explode with runs. And I love you guys, and welcome in to the special edition of All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan23. I am your host, Andy Alfred, welcoming you into the program, of course. You saw the broom coming in, sweeping me away, of course, as the Nationals beat up on the Detroit Tigers, and we'll get into that right now. The Tigers were a loser yesterday afternoon to the Washington Nationals, 5-4. Doug Fister gets the loss. He goes to 4-1 with a 3.14 ERA. Dan Herron gets the win for Washington as he goes to 4-3 with a 5.17 ERA. Soriano gets his 12th save of the season as the Nationals beat up on the Tigers 5-4. Tuliana Sopo from the Detroit Tigers homered his 6th of the season. No home run for Washington. In front of 28,742, game time, 2 hours and 51 minutes. Now, the Cleveland Indians were in action yesterday afternoon. We have some of the final stats for you. Indians were winner 9-2 over the Oakland Athletics. Scott Kazmir gets the win. He goes to 2-1 with a 4.87 ERA. Bartolo Colon gets the loss. He goes to 3-2 with a 4.57 ERA. Jason Donaldson homered for the Oakland Athletics. Kipnis, Swisher, and Reynolds all homered for the Cleveland Indians in front of 12,477. Game time, 3 hours even. And other scores around the major leagues, it was the New York Yankees a winner 3-1 over the Colorado Rockies. The Kansas City Royals were a winner 6-2 over the Baltimore Orioles. Minnesota beats up on the Boston Red Sox 5-3. Pittsburgh 2, the Mets 3. Toronto 4, Tampa Bay 5. The LA Angels were a winner 6-5 over the Houston Astros. Arizona goes and takes the victory over the Philadelphia Phillies 2-1, and San Francisco was a loser to Atlanta 6-3. Well, this weekend's series starts up a big series in Motown. It is the Battle of Ohio versus Michigan. Yes, it is the Cleveland Indians invading Comerica Park as they take on the Detroit Tigers, and the Tigers will start to the hill tonight. Max Scherzer, he is 4-0 with a 3.43 ERA. Corey Kluber for the Cleveland Indians will start tonight. He's 2-1 with a 3.06 ERA. Game time 7:08. Saturday will be Roberto Jimenez on the hill, as he is 2-2 with a 6.37 ERA. He'll take on the ace of the Detroit Tigers, Justin Verlander. Go Tigers, as he is 4-2 with a 1.55 ERA. And Sunday is the concluding matchup of the series. It'll be Rick Porcelli. He's 1-2 with a 7.52 ERA. He'll take on Zach McAllister, who's 3-3 with a 2.63 ERA. All games you can watch them on Fox Sports Ohio, Fox Sports Detroit, Fox Sports Time Ohio, and also on 106.5 Ticket, of course, on the radio dial, of course. So it'll be a very interesting matchup, and also 1370 WSPD. Weekend series to take a note of: the Nationals will now host the Chicago Cubs. Milwaukee's in Cincinnati. The Angels are on the road to play the Chicago White Sox. It's a big pivotal series for the White Sox to see if they can get going in this part of the season. Of course, as you saw on yesterday's show, Nick Devera from Rational Pastimes believes that the White Sox are going to get rolling here sooner or later. The Yankees are in Kansas City. Philadelphia is still in Arizona, and Oakland is out in Seattle. Well, the Indians will be, after this series, will play the New York Yankees in a quick double-header game on Monday. We'll preview that matchup for you guys. We'll break it down in between Game 1 and Game 2 on Monday's program as well, and Detroit will be hosting Houston on Tuesday afternoon. Well, the Mud Hens improved their winning ways. I can now add, we are now in the double digits. It's now 10 wins and 25 losses, and it's still, we have to fire Phil Nevin. It's about him as a manager is about as ridiculous as using food stamps at a health food store to lose weight. The Mudhens were a winner, 12-2 over the Rochester Red Wings. Alvarez gets the win. He goes to 2-2 with a 1.50 ERA. Hendricks gets the loss. He goes for the Rochester. He goes to 1-3 with a 5.53. As the split series, both teams split 2 games apiece. Danny Dorn, homer for the Mudhens, his 6th of the season. No home runs for Rochester and for the 4,534. Game time, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Now the Mudhens will hit the road for a quick 4-game set as they go to Indianapolis, the leading in the IL West. And we'll take a look at the IL West and the American League Central standings here in just a second. Friday will be Hill on the mound for Toledo. He is 0-3 with a 3.99 ERA. Brown will be on the hill for Brooks Brown for Indianapolis. Will be on the hill. He's 1-0 with a 1.57 ERA. On Saturday, it'll be a 7:05 start. Andy Oliver, the former Mudhens starter, will be on the mound. He's 2-1 with a 2.82 ERA. He'll take on Haskins, who's 0-1 with a 3.46 ERA. Casey Crosby on the hill on Sunday. He's 1-4 with a 4.96 ERA. He'll take on Compton, who's 2-2 with a 3.38 ERA. In the concluding game Monday morning at 11 o'clock, it will be Anacel Garcia, who is 0-3 with a 4.24 ERA, taking on Johnson, who's 3-2 with a 3.23 ERA. Game times from 7:15 Friday, 7:05 on Saturday, 1:30 on Sunday, and 11 o'clock on Monday. All games you can listen to on the Seaway 1230 WCWA. Looking at the standings in the American League Central for you for the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians. The Tigers lead the division. They're 19-13. 7-3 in their last 10. So go Tigers. Keep it up, boys. Don't stop now. Kansas City is in second place. They're 18-13 a half game out, 5-5 in their last 10. Cleveland is 18-14 game out, 9-1 in the last 10. So the Indians are playing. The Indians are hot right now going into Detroit. Detroit cooling off just a little bit. This is when they're going to really start repping it up, of course. Minnesota is 16-15. They're above 500, 2.5 back, 5-5 in their last 10. And the Chicago White Sox round out the division. They're 14-18, 5 games out, 4-6 in the last 10. Now looking at the International League West Division, where the Toledo Mudhens play. Indy leads the division. They're 24-11, 6-4 in the last 10. In second place is the Columbus Clippers. They are 18-16. They're 5.5 back, 5-5 in their last 10. Third place it is the Louisville Bats. They're at 500 at 17-17, 6.5 back, 7-3 in their last 10. And the Mudhens are 10-25, 14 games out, 3-7 in their last 10. Hashtag Fire Phil Nevin. NHL playoffs for you right now. The New York Islanders were a loser yesterday to the Pittsburgh Penguins, 4-0, and Pittsburgh now leads the series 3-2 going into the series on Saturday. Ottawa takes care of Montreal 6-1 and beats the Montreal Canadiens 4-1 to move on to the next round. The Chicago Blackhawks did the same thing with the Minnesota Wild. Yeah! At least the Jackets probably would have kept them to 6 or 7 games. And so Chicago Blackhawks won 5-1 over the Minnesota Wild, taking the series 4-1. Now tonight it will be do or die in Boston for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're down 3-1 in the series. Game time 7 o'clock. You can watch that on NHL Network or CBC. 7 o'clock start. 7:30 with the New York Rangers on the road to take on the Washington Capitals. The Capitals and the Rangers tied at 2 games apiece. It's do or die in Detroit tonight. Come on, Ducks. Go, Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. As the Ducks lead the series 3-2. Game time 8 o'clock. CNBC, Fox Sports, Detroit. Or, of course, you'll probably find out sooner or later, probably by Twitter, of course, as well, too. Game time 8 o'clock, like I said, and the Ducks lead the series 3-2. Come on, Ducks. Got to pull one out tonight. And the late game, LA is hosting St. Louis. LA up on the series 3-2 on them. 10 o'clock start on NBC Sports Network. Well, the NBA was off last night, so they'll get back going tonight. It will be game 3 of the series in the United Center in Chicago. It will be the Miami Heat taking on the Chicago Bulls. Series tied at 1 game apiece at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN. And the late game, of course, is San Antonio taking on Golden State. 10:30 on ESPN. That series tied at 1 game apiece. Well, this weekend's recommendation for you is to go out and see Toledo School for the Arts presentation of Kaleidoscope 2013. Tickets are available by calling 419-246-8732, extension 226, or go to the Valentine Theater box office now. They are available now. Tickets are running low for tonight's performance starting at 7 o'clock. There will be a performance tomorrow at 2 and 7 p.m. as well. Also, you got to go out. It's Mother's Day weekend. You got to go pick up this album for your mom. It is the Michael Bublé To Be Love album. Great album to go out and pick up. Number 2 on the Billboard Top 100 to pick up. Also for also number 2 on iTunes as well too. First, before I wrap up this evening, I want to pay my respects to a great woman, a great actress, and probably one of the best people I've ever seen act. Jean Cooper. She passed away. Most of you remember her from being Catherine Chancellor on Young and the Restless. Beautiful actress. Reminded me so much of my grandmother. Passed away, of course. She will be missed, and Y&R will never be the same without her, of course. And I want to give a shout out to my mom, especially for this Mother's Day weekend. Go out and celebrate with your mom this beautiful weekend that we're going to be having here on this weekend. I got a couple more minutes, but I have just this to say, folks, to you guys. Remember, on Tuesday's show, we will not be doing a show. I will be under the knife in surgery, of course. We'll have our show tomorrow. On Monday's show, we'll have a Monday show, of course, to recap the weekend that was, and also to preview the Indian game as well, too. And also, so keep your prayers, keep your thoughts are with me and my family as we get ready for this procedure to be taking place this weekend. Other than that, it has been a pleasure. It's been a crazy week. We've done so many shows this week. Started on Sunday with a special Sunday evening version of All Andy Alfred, and of course we finished it off with this Friday afternoon edition of All Andy Alfred. And it has been a pleasure to be on the air with you guys, so we can enjoy your weekend, enjoy this nice weekend, and the 14th is coming quicker, sooner than later for my time. I'm Andy Alfred, and I hope you have a terrific weekend. As always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. And especially to the teams behind me. Come on, Mudhens. Got to pick up a victory in Indianapolis. To the Tigers, sweep the Tribe. Sweep the Tribe. And to you at home, victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a nice night, everybody. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you on Monday for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Why do we gotta play this out?
Capital all over that's the gates of war and it's driving us nuts. So let's go with white and blue. We'll go nuts for every curly W, come on and sing it loud. Come on and sing it proud. We're crazy about the Nationals and us about the Nats. Let's go Nats.
See you guys on Monday.